Hey guys, Jay here. So I want to showcase my AFK Simulacrum. This is wave 15 and it is level 82 zone here, so it is tier 3, right? So let's just get straight to it. This is a pretty bad mod, by the way. Monster Break Armor. Pretty bad mod because my main layer of mitigation right now is actually armor. So you can see my armor is getting broken more and more and more, and that is actually pretty bad, right? It kept getting broken, and we pull through, right? So this is so far AFK. But if we really want to speed things up, right, we can just spam this one ability, which is the spear stab, I believe. No, it's rapid assault, to ditch a bunch of damage into the bosses. So it's just a single target, right? But in terms of survivability, I think we're pretty much fine. You can see that I've got the armor broken, which is probably the worst mod for this build because I am stacking a lot of armor and it is my main layer of defense here, right? So yeah, at least the character is able to do what the initial goal for the character is supposed to be. So I am pretty happy with this character, and I want to quickly share with you guys the current setup that I have, right? So the most important part is the item. So we have a lot of armor item, and especially armor applies to elemental damage because that is a very strong layer of defense. Because the main content that I want to clear and want to limit test this character is with Simulacrum. So in maps, we should have absolutely zero problem at all. In maps, it's very easy. I even have these very expensive Gloom Shrine item here. But if you want to have the same, like basically the same clear for map, you don't even need this item. You just need to use a quarterstaff in this weapon set, and you can use the Shattering Palm skill and just have screen wide clear basically with just a little bit of AoE. Right, so clearing maps is not really the focus, but we can totally do it. Maybe in the end of this video, I will show a quick map run, just a very regular map run for this character. And mainly, we want to go for defenses. So I have a armored shield with a lot of armor. Some armor applies to elemental damage. The physical damage mitigation is okay. We don't need to worry that much about it. In the game, in the end game, I do think that we do not have that many like very dangerous physical damage skill from monster. Maybe there's the monkey slam, but even the monkey slam basically deals no damage to this character at this point. So yeah, just armor. Basically, the physical damage reduction here is just a happy accident, basically. I would actually prefer resistances, so it ease up the resistance requirement on other pieces of gear. I have Thorn, and I have, this is a very nice desecration. So I actually hit the armor applies to chaos damage, so it does help a little bit with chaos hit damage. Right, body armor is going to be the main piece, the star of the show here. The whole reason that I make this character is because I crafted the body armor. And technically, right, technically you can craft this kind of body armor as well, pretty deterministically, and I can show you the whole process. I'm planning to make a video that instruct crafting warrior or armor gear specifically. So stay tuned for that. It will cover every slot, and I will try to make the most deterministic way possible. It will be a little bit, high end, maybe like 10 to 15 divine craft, but it is going to result in a very nice item in the end, right? So this is the body armor, just a lot of armor, and armor applies to elemental damage. In this case, I actually have it perfect. So 75% from this, and then some resistances, and the hits against you have reduced crit damage bonus. This is a essence modifier, so it is kind of guaranteed as well. And gloves, some life, some armor, nothing special, some resistance, and armor applies to elemental damage. Same. The corruption does absolutely nothing. We don't deal any cold damage. The helmet is crowned the Pale King for Thorn build. It is like a must-use item, and I'm having two socket here, so 100% increased Thorn from the socketed runes, and this is enough with a little bit on the skill tree to cap crit. Of course, I need to use the Bria patch here as well. The corruption, I got this corruption myself just randomly from just throwing a Vow Orb on a pair of Briar Patch that I picked up on the ground. But I think in the end, the best corruption is probably a 2 or 3 socket. 3 socket is probably going to be the best for Briar Patch because in the end, we kind of gain a lot of power from runes. If you want to, you can get like additional 2 Thorn runes in here, or movement speed rune is insane, right? And life rune even is going to give a lot more tankiness. Just the 40 life rune here is going to give a lot more tankiness in the end, because we have so much mitigation. Every little bit of life is going to be really damn good, right? So Thorn critical hit chance, I am now at 98%. If this is not a corruption, I should be sitting at around 85% something with the exact same tree, exact same investment and everything. So should be very easy to get a little bit more crit, right? Or even we don't get extra crit, it's okay. Belt is a armored base belt. I bought this one from the market. Belt is the one thing that I think is the hardest one to craft in this build deterministically, by the way. And the only way that I think I have tried in Craft of Exile is to get a fractured belt. So you kind of need either life fractured or thorn fractured or armor fractured. So basically, it is the hardest piece to craft. I think the best one is probably the physical thorn fractured. I think I'll try to figure it out and then we'll update in another video. Life and resistant ring, very basic, should be easy enough to buy for very cheap on the market, or you can craft it yourself because you just pick up a random ring, transmute, and augment, perfect. Then chances are you are going to hit, life resistant very frequently. It's not that hard. The Amulet, of course, it has to be the Defiance of Destiny. This is an insane layer of recovery for the build, so when you take damage, you actually heals for some amount of life before you take that damage. And in this case, I am having actually a perfect roll. 10% life and 20% of missing life gained or healed before getting hit. Technically, I think you can get away with a mid-roll. Just like 15% or higher is going to be okay. And of course, we throw in life catalyst to boost everything by a 20%. Do we have, okay, on the spear, I think the main thing on the spear we kind of want is 3 socket. So we should craft a half decent spear and just corrupt a bunch. I actually got this in the first corruption, so it's very lucky. But anyway, the spear that we want, technically you don't need the physical damage. Physical damage here is kind of nice, but you don't need it, right? So what I go for is I want to buy a base with 2 socket, exceptional base, right? I aim for magic exceptional base with a little bit of increased physical damage. I don't need too much physical damage, but this is kind of nice. So this one cost me only 1 annulment because it is not the best base for spear, and the roll is only tier 3, so it is not expensive. 1 annulment, maybe 2, maybe 1 divine, that kind of price range, right? And then 2 socket already in the spear, and then I put on the greater essence of aberration for flat physical damage and make the item rare, and then I use the essence to gain extra physical damage. This with the omen of dextro crystallization, so it target the whatever suffix we have, and it gives me the extra physical damage, and our prefixes are done. And then we just need to get Onslaught and Spirit Reservation Efficiency of Skill. This is much, much cheaper than, if you want to, you can get the 4+4 attack as well. It's just a couple of tries. If you are not lucky, it's just 1 out of 3 every single time. But because I will need to corrupt it, right? So I don't want to put Aberration in, and because we do mainly Thorn damage, the only thing that kind of is benefiting from the level of attack skill is Wind Dancer, but we don't really need Wind Dancer to be the main thing here. So that is why I settle for this kind of thing, so I can corrupt multiple of them, and I hit in the first one anyway. So just perfect essence of haste for Onslaught when you feel your suffixes with 1 preserved rib, right? I think it is preserved rib or collarbone. Let me see what it is. Is the desperation item for, it's jawbone, yeah. Preserved jawbone with I think it is Ulaman modifier. So it is guaranteed to show up 100% of the time. The spirit preservation efficiency here, 100% guaranteed. I think it is Ulaman. Again, I will mention this one again in the crafting video. Okay, so charms, I really like Arakali's gift to deal with poison sometime. Normally poison is not that big of a deal, but you know, Arakali's gift is a very nice way to deal with poison. And even if we take poison damage, normally it's not a big problem because we have resistances, right? Grounding charm here is immune to shock, so sometimes we're immune to shock. And then this one, rarity, whatever. I don't worry about being frozen. I don't worry about being stunned. It happened very, very infrequently because we do actually have a little bit of threshold because we are a live character. So just naturally we have a quite high threshold. So even when we are stunned or frozen or even knocked down when we sprint and we get knocked down, right? This character is not afraid of it because we tank everything anyway and we just reflect to deal damage anyway, so it's whatever. So that is why the charm is the way it is here. Right, so this is the first big part. The second part that is very important is the skill tree. So this is actually pretty powerful because we are a Titan. We have hulking form and we have 50% more effect of small nodes. So for example, this armor node normally is 15% and now it is 22%, which is really nice, right? So I try to focus on getting a lot of armor. So we are tanky because the goal for this character again is not like getting the fastest character ever. It's not, you know, incredibly slow, but comparatively to Map Blaster build, it is obviously slower. So I want to focus on tankiness, so I get a lot of armor and try to get armor applies to elemental damage as well. Very important stat because the most dangerous things in the game right now are just elemental damage, like hands down. So convert armor, and a little bit of Thorn stuff here with armor as well. So this is Thorn damage and physical Thorn equal to 10% of equipped body armor. So this is actually a lot of my flat Thorn damage coming from, where a lot of it. And I also have a Heart of the Well here with another up to 6%. This is very close. So Heart of the Well can actually unveil a gain physical Thorn damage equal to up to 6% of item armor. So it is more than half of this node, and we gain just base Thorn damage because of these two things, right? Anything extra damage is going to be nice, but it's not going to be that impactful anyway. So you can see mostly just for the gain Thorn. The gain extra fire damage, not that big of a deal because we don't scale it. We do have Thorn crit here and a little bit of crit here. Very nice section. Just with this and then the Bria's Parch and the 2 runes here, we are able to almost cap crit with the Thorn, so I don't need to worry about it that much, right? And the last part of the tree that is kind of important is the leech. So we need life leech, and this is Thorn leeches life, 10%, very nice. And leech is instant 20%, so we always have some instant recovery, which is very, very nice as well. And the last leech that I got is this fast metabolism node, which life leech effect is not removed when unreserved life is filled. So we always have, like, we always utilize the maximum of the leech, because I think this is the easiest layer to get for Thorn's build for recovery. So I would just take these three. I think it is worth it. And the last part of the skill tree for me is I am going this way, right? So grabbing some extra attribute, and this allow me to be immune to ignite, because a majority of my support gem is strength. So it is allowing me to be ignite immune, because I don't want to get any like damage over time on the character. The character is very resistant to hit damage, but for damage over time, it is a very different story, especially for physical damage over time. And I will explain in a little bit how I deal with them. And this just give me 5% movement speed, because we have more than 10 dexterity gem, and 5% maximum life, because we have more than 10 red gem, right? I want a little bit of intelligence, so I can use this. By the way, if you don't need to, you just get strength or dexterity. The timeless jewel that I'm using here is a very, very cheap one. It is the Medvet. So Medvet, Varana, or Olroth. I need Medvet. This allows me to turn my dexterity bonus from 8 accuracy per 1 dexterity into 1% armor per 2 dexterity. So we gain around 74% something armor from this node, which is equal to around 3 passive point, 3 small passive point. It's still something, right? It's not useless. I kind of like this. This is definitely more powerful than a rare jewel for me, right? I do have a little bit of weapon set point here as well. So for mapping, for the scepter weapon set here, I have the movement speed. But when I just need to stay and tank, I just have this this 2 node, and then there's another 2 node, which is this 2, right? So for the tanking set right now, I am having these 2 node for some extra armor converted to cold, and then these 2 for right here is increased amount of leech and magnitude of poison you inflict. To be fair, to be honest, I don't think I need this. This is just a random thing that does not guarantee if you use a heroic tragedy. So if you don't want to make things complicated, just get these, right? 4 nodes instead of these 2, so you get more single target damage, basically, right? My son just wake up, maybe because I speak a little bit too loud. Okay, he's going to sleep again. That's okay. Anyway, okay, so one other thing that is worth mentioning on the skill tree is immunity. So this is tolerance equipment. This node, even though it is nearby, but if we want to take it, is 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 points. Very, very bad for 8 points. So I just get it from a enchantment. So we either get it in your amulet, or you can get it from a megalomaniac, right? So in here, I get it from the megalomaniac, so I'm immune to bleeding. Bleeding and corrupted blood is the bane of this character, is the worst enemy of this character, because physical damage, if it is a physical ailment, our armor does not do anything. Not physical ailment, but physical damage over time. The armor only mitigate damage from hits, so bleeding and corrupted blood is very, very deadly. Poison and ignite is not as bad, because they have kind of the same base damage, 20% of the hit that caused the ailment. However, we still have resistances to deal with fire, to deal with ignite, and to deal with poison. So that is far, far less deadly or dangerous than bleeding and corrupted blood. So therefore, I have immune to bleeding here with a megalomaniac. and I have immune to corrupted blood from sanguine tolerance in the amulet here. So you can interchange the places where you get this immunity, this 2 immunity from megalomaniac and your amulet, right? So that is the skill tree. So we covered the skill tree, the gear, and we covered the skill here, right? That is the last part. So for clearing, I think I should cover the clearing first a little bit. We do have a little bit of extra clear from Herald of Blood. This is a very, very like basic poison and bleed with bursting plague, Herald of Blood, and yeah, armor break. Wind Dancer, again, kind of the same thing, right? It also have quill burst, so sometimes it will just trigger a bunch of Thorn damage for clearing, extra clearing. There's the alarm that I need to wake up my son. Well, I'll do it in 5 minutes. Blasphemy with Enfeeble, because I have enough spirit, and I think this is actually a pretty nice layer of defense. Even though we don't scale it heavily, it still is kind of good enough, right? So Enfeeble as high level as possible, and then Magnified Area and Ritualistic Curse. We cannot use Heightened Curse because we don't have enough spirit. Scavenge Planing, right now it can provide more armor and also a lot of thorn damage. Personally, I like to use it with just Ultrat Exodus. This is so cheap and actually very effective. It just gives a lot of armor. This skill, either you use a physical, I think for the most amount of level, you can use physical mastery, and then the other ultra support gem to give you 3 level of skill if only one support is affecting it, right? So this is the 0 support version. The 1 support version is going to be the best thing that you can do for this one, but it's just a little bit. Herald Plague, and this is with Chaos Mastery, and then the Thorn Skin too, so we have a little bit more thorn damage. Rapid Assault is linked with Barb, Armor Brick, Rage 2, mostly for the attack speed, Rapid Attack for the attack speed as well. We don't care about the damage, the 50% less damage, because this only supports the Rapid Assault. It does not support the Barb. So the Barb still deals full damage, and this is the main damage. You can see my DPS is only 100 or something, but the main damage is actually on the Barb. And Ancestral Call, so it's a little bit extra AoE basically. Cold of Week, I use this ability because I'm using a spear, right? So it allowed me to blink. It is way more useful when mapping. So basically, if you played with Shattering Palm or any palm skill, you know that we can blink basically a very long distance. As long as you can click it, you will blink into it. This is basically the same thing, like Cold of Week. We don't care about anything on the skill. Frenzy charges, we don't care. We get Barb 3. This is a single hit, so Barb 3 is actually really good. We just unload two times the thorn damage, and Quill Burst for some AoE thorn damage. Rage 3, again, I don't think this is as important. I think Ancestral Core is the most important one, and then I would just get a lot of attack speed in these two for some quality of life, basically. And right now, the last skill that I have here is Thunderous Leap. It's not important at all, but sometimes when we map, it helps with like jumping a gap, because this skill you jump very high, very far. So it's actually not that bad, and it also provide with the little yellow ground thing here, which is the Holy Desert, right? So it's kind of nice. I am linking it to Bramble Slam as well, because it does create some very like fun little thing that we seriously is very hard to see, but still. And some, again, faster attack for quality of life. This is mostly faster attack as well. I used it only on weapon set 1. Yeah, I should be using it only on weapon set 1, right? So it has more attack speed. So it is faster, basically. Is there anything I didn't mention? Okay, Impurity. This is also something else. So this is the aura from my scepter. This is not necessary, again. So if you have the scepter, You can use a Thorn skin, Vitality. In this case, I have Strong-Hearted and Cool-Headed. So what it does is it basically gives you everything here for free because the Scepter Aura does not cost anything, and currently it seems like it's still a bug. I don't know if it's intended or a bug, but you know they just give you all of the bonuses of support Spirit Gem in this aura, and it's very nice, right? Thorn Skin 2 is 40 Spirit, 40 Spirit, very nice, and the other two is 15. Sadly, we cannot put like 3 Thorn Skin in here. That would be that would be very insane. But we cannot even put Thorn Skin 2 and 1 in the same setup. So if we can do that, that will be so much stronger. So yeah, that is kind of everything for this character. And you know, the rest of the video, I think I'm going to just quickly do a map. This is not a very good mapping character, I'm not gonna lie, but it is designed to do AFK Simulacrum mostly. Okay, here is the boss. It's just okay. We have a nice. We have a rare map here, and okay, just whatever. We can actually run any map mods. Seriously, nothing we care about. No modifier. Let's just run this. I'm just traveling to the area, so the map is not like really juiced up. To be honest, I don't care about mapping that much in this league. Most of my currency is made through flipping item and crafting item. Technically, it's kind of flipping as well. So most of my currency is made that way, so I don't really care that much. Let's just run a map. For mapping, right, I will be using the weapon set with the Groom Shrine. So you can see I have a skull on my head, which is going to help a lot with extra clear, right? So if you want to, you can kind of stay like this, but you can also blink. If you have a wider screen, it will be much better, right? As you can see, it clears pretty well because of the shrine. If it's not for the shrine, then this is a pretty slow clearing build, I'm not gonna lie. Right? But we are not really afraid of anything in maps, really, because compared to Simulacrum, maps deals a lot less damage. It's just like that. I'm not going to do the bots. I'm just trying to show a little bit of like clearing, right? For rare monster, obviously should be using Rapid Assault to finish it quickly and move on. Okay. And you can see it just clears everything, right? Abyss is no problem. I don't think I ever died to Abyss at all with this character. Not at all. This map is actually a little bit harder to see, and there's burning ground as well. So yeah, if it is another map, right? If it is another map, I should be seeing monster much further away, and it should look faster because I blink to them immediately, right? But this map, I'll be honest, I just don't see shit. Okay, he's not awakened. My son is still sleeping, so I can say that. Right? That is when I got knocked down, right? But as I already mentioned, being knocked down is not a problem at all. Okay, and here is the two boss. The normal bosses should not be any dangerous at all. Maybe some pinnacle abilities can still one-shot the character, but that's about it. For bosses, I just hold down one single button, which is the spear and the rapid assault, and then name lock into the boss, and that's it, right? We very lazy build. we can even tank like just any ability, any boss ability that is not pinnacle. I think even the monkey slam. Maybe there will be something like it's like a one-shot mechanic. Okay, so yeah, actually I remember there's one thing I did not test it yet because I've not seen it in maps because I do not farm map that often. But the boss from Act 4, the Earth one, the Earthbender one, the one that just create a lot of rocks and get the two pillars, the two big pillars to drop on the ground, right? So that is the one boss that I am not sure if we can take all the ability because in map, especially in high damage maps with a lot of extra damage mobs, I'm not sure if we can take that. I think we probably can. Yeah, but that and the monkey slam is the only two things. But the monkey slam I already tried, very very easy, no big deal. So yeah, that is everything for this video today. It's already long enough, and thanks for watching. I think the next thing I want to try is actually kind of the same character concept, but I want to make my own version of the ritualist, because the ritualist, it will be built very different from this character, probably not heavy armor stacking, but the ritualists have the blood boil, and I kind of want to see blood boil in action. The basically it is the proliferation of corrupted blood. I want to see it in action with the Ponder Dreamer, because even though Lazy Exile already make like almost perfect version of the ritualist, the AFK ritualist, but it's not with the scepter. I offered Lazy Exile to just use my scepter and test and have a showcase or something, but she declined. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video. So this is a pretty long video, first long video in a while. So yeah, that's everything. Peace.